You know this feeling. You sleep enough, you rest enough, and somehow you still wake up tired. It's not laziness, it's not a lack of discipline, and it's definitely not just life. Something in your world is draining you, quietly, constantly, and you've probably never stopped to ask why. We live in the most comfortable time in human history, yet we're the most exhausted generation ever recorded. People today aren't collapsing from physical labor, they're collapsing from mental overload. Your body isn't tired, your mind is exhausted, and there's a difference. Your brain wasn't built for the world you use it in. Every scroll, every notification, every flashing image is a micro hit of dopamine. And what rises fast crashes even faster. You're not running out of energy, you're running out of stability. Your brain is constantly spiking and crashing until fatigue becomes your default state. And then there's the stress you don't see. Not danger, not survival, but deadlines, notifications, comparison, expectations. Your nervous system can't tell the difference. Stress is stress. And when your brain thinks you're in danger all day, it burns through your energy, even when you're sitting still. This is why you're tired before the day even begins. You never actually stop being stressed. But here's the part almost no one talks about. When you feel tired, you don't rest, you stimulate. You wake up exhausted, so you slam caffeine. You crash at noon, so you drink another coffee, or an energy drink, or a pre-workout, or nicotine, or whatever keeps your brain alive for another hour. Stimulants don't give you energy. They just steal your tomorrow's energy to make you survive today. That's why you feel even worse the next day. But how did we even get here? How did an entire generation end up exhausted before their lives even started? The simple answer is that life became easier. Comfort became the default. Technology started doing the hard work for us. And somewhere along the way, we stopped using our bodies and overloaded our minds instead. Every year, the world started moving a little faster, and we adapted without thinking. More screens, more stimulation, more pressure, more everything. We weren't built for this speed, but the world never slowed down to check, and now we're paying the price. This is how we got here. Not through failure, but through a system that pushed us to our limits while calling it progress. You consume more information in one day than someone in the 1970s consumed in an entire month. Your brain was designed for simplicity. Now it's forced to process everything at once. And you know this feeling. You open your phone to check one message, and somehow 20 minutes disappear. You switch between apps without even noticing. You scroll while you eat. You scroll while you're in bed. Sometimes you scroll without knowing why you even opened the app. Your brain isn't choosing any of this. It's just trying to survive the flood. You can't fix this by sleeping more. You can't fix this by drinking less caffeine. And you definitely can't fix it by trying harder, because your exhaustion isn't a personal failure. It's a system problem. You have to stop giving your energy to everything and start giving it to something. Right now, your energy leaks everywhere. Into apps you don't care about, notifications that don't matter, stimulation that doesn't fulfill you, and work that doesn't recharge you. It's not that you don't have energy, it's that you've never learned how to protect it, and this is where everything starts to shift. And if you want your energy back, you have to do something almost nobody does. You have to create empty space, on purpose, not to relax, not to heal, but to let your brain reset so it stops burning energy, just trying to survive the noise. Maybe you even tried a dopamine detox. Maybe you deleted your apps for a week, turned off notifications, forced yourself to read, took cold showers, sat in silence, and it still didn't work because dopamine wasn't your problem. Overstimulation was. A dopamine detox doesn't fix your life. It just pauses the fire while the smoke keeps filling the room. You don't need a weekend detox. You need a system reset. You need to break the cycle your mind has been stuck in for years. And the only way out isn't to quit dopamine. It's to rebuild how you use your attention from the ground up. Not by removing everything, but by choosing one thing that's worth your energy so the rest stops draining you. You have to stop living on autopilot. Most of your exhaustion comes from the hours you don't even remember being alive. The scrolling you don't notice, the noise you absorb without thinking, the stimulation you never actually chose. So the first step isn't fixing your habits, it's noticing them. Noticing when you reach for your phone without meaning to, because once you start noticing, you can't unsee it. And that awareness, that tiny moment between impulse and action, that's where your energy begins to return. Not in big changes, but in finally being conscious in a life that was slowly putting you to sleep. You don't need a new routine. You need a new level of awareness, because tired isn't just a feeling anymore. It's a warning. And if you ignore it long enough, you won't just lose your energy, you'll lose yourself.